This is a trailer to Linda L. Montgomery's book on her unbelievable sacrifice offering to the Lord, like Abraham was commissioned to do in Jesus Christ. Now, she knew that the kangaroo court was coming into Pittsburgh. I explained to her in 1985 to 1989. And when the government kidnapped Abraham Raw, John Hudasak had told me, he said, listen, they kidnap you, they're going to forge the indictment, they're going to forge the bail hearing. When we called him, they're going to forge the arraignment. This is what they do in this court. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even come to Pittsburgh. When they go into their little scheme into the court, you just pick 5 dumb white people and 1 dumb black person, and that'll win the case. Ellie McLean already knows they're con artists and they're scheming in Pittsburgh federal court, forging indictments. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be working with you, John Starworth, Mel Blount, Len Swan, Greg Hawthorne, Larry Brown. They can't do anything. Timmy Lewis and Greg Hawthorne. Those are 7 of the elect of God. They'll be working with you in Africa when you move there between 2024 and 2026. You'll be there by 2026 without doubt, and so will Linda. She'll be living in one of her homes in Mexico. She will have a home in Africa, and she wanted a guest house for her mother. And her uncle Judge George Tookie James, will be living there with his family. And that'll make her feel comfortable to get them away from these white people. Force her volunteer moves on the spot. When she came to Button, North Carolina, when she came to Button, North Carolina, Dr. Sandy Blankley will play the role. Dr. Sandy Blankley know that her staff planned to overdrug Amy Ross, saying he don't know Dan Marino, he didn't know Dave Mazzulli, he's fictitious, he's grandiose, he's hallucinating, so they're going to try to murder him, keep him in solitary confinement for 6 months. After Fastback and the Jacksonville boys jump him and Jessup, Georgia, and that's part of Linda's book and her film. And that film is worth $300 to $500 million. She will start receiving her money in 2027 at $100 million a year. Before then, she have a $1 million credit line with $100,000 personal use. And that happens in 2025 until 2040. They can't stop it. Judge George Tookie James already know that how you forge the indictment. And Judge Brooke Smith is not going for it. Neither is the Third Circuit Court of Appeals. Neither is the Supreme Court. Forced volunteer movements on the Islamic Messiah and trying to stop God's elect. Hugh Green and Ricky Jackson will be traveling with him always starting in 2026. And before then, you'll have the sniper from Aliquippa, PA, which is Gilman and Big Bad Sonny Walker and Blondie and Tina Jackson. They already know that people tease and pick on Aliquippa because they come out of South Carolina, North Carolina, and this book and this film will pay them all $100,000 a year with a $400,000 credit line and a $1 million at their access whenever they need it for whatever use they need it for, starting in 2027 until they pass away. Recording live on 103.4 JAZZ Radio.